Welcome back to the program. Well, sports now, and Germany's Bundesliga has recently settled a dispute and will resume broadcasting its matches in the MENA region. Regional geopolitical tensions had led to a 2-year impasse over a new deal. But with this resolution, fans of the German league in the Middle East can catch the matches live once more. According to Deloitte's annual review of football finance 2022, the Bundesliga is effectively tied for second place in terms of total football club revenues with Spain's La Liga. But all European leagues fall far short of the monstrous financial performance of the English Premier League. The Bundesliga's broadcasting rights earning under 50% of the EPL's equivalent deal last year, leading to Germany's professional football body to reportedly appoint Deutsche Bank to shop around a prospective new media rights deal for the league. Let's get more on this and bring in Robert Klein. He's CEO of Bundesliga International and joins us live now from our studio in Singapore. And Robert, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And congratulations on 10 years of your office in Singapore. Let's look ahead, though. How do you market Bundesliga internationally now, given this changing dynamic? And what does the growth trajectory look like for the league outside of Germany? Good morning.
Good morning, Dan. Well, we've set up on a strategy since 2017, working and setting up Bundesliga International. The one thing that we've seen is that, of course, the product, the competition, the performance of the teams in Europe are key criteria to fans following around the world. But if we talk about Asia specifically, we've been doing a lot of research here, and we found that between India and Japan, for example, we have very different markets that we're addressing. And by being local on the ground, we are able to define our strategies directly to those markets with the relevant content, with the relevant storylines, and also going beyond just the live and bringing the marketing and the impact that can have as well.
And as you've heard, you've been off-air in MENA for 2 years now. Of course, a number of issues here. You had the blockade, of course, privacy concerns, COVID also having an impact. But now you're back on air in BN, which is one of your most important and largest partners globally. Reports suggesting that DFL has actually appointed Deutsche Bank to lead the possible sale of a package of media rights. Can you confirm that for us? And what is it going to mean internationally, if so?
So first of all, we're delighted to be back in the MENA region, as you pointed out. There was 2 years where we were not at least broadcasting live. We still had a lot of activities there. And we worked hard with beIN to be able to ensure we have a fan base there, or let's say there's a sports fan base of 380 million. So it's an important region for all sports properties and for Bundesliga and for ourselves in particular. In relation to the media reports, as everyone knows, this is a time where finance options are being looked at by many leagues. And I can, of course, confirm that there have been discussions in that direction with the DFL. They are at early stages so far, but I think it's incumbent on any league in these times where there is economic pressure, which is on the back fall of what's happened with COVID, plus with hardening times in Europe right now. And I've seen on your reports previously, it's been reported as a recession in Europe. I certainly feel that myself when I'm just filling up the petrol tank. And therefore, in terms of although we are arguably the most financially sustainable league because of the licensing and because of the criteria we put in terms of control of the club's finances and implementation on a year-to-year basis, we still also have to look at the future. And therefore, yes, there are discussions in that direction.
Of course, I have so much to ask you, but I think it's important to also talk about the World Cup happening in Qatar in just a short while. That's going to split the season in half. What challenges does it pose to Bundesliga? And I guess from a broader perspective, do you see a day when Bundesliga might actually be hosting matches in this part of the world outside of Germany?
Well, there's all kinds of discussions. So let's just start with the World Cup. I mean, the challenge there, of course, is that it's the first time that there's been a World Cup that is played in November. But I'm also a big believer that these things they make you think differently. And I think personally that the World Cup in Qatar is going to be a huge success. One of the things that we were just discussing recently is the matches are going to be in such a close proximity. Fans are going to be able to go to 2 matches a day for the first time. The experience of everyone being in a really strong infrastructure and be able to go, as I said, day to day, be able to watch the matches and not have to travel too far, that's a big positive. The temperature at that time of the year we've been in the Middle East is fine. So I think we should celebrate the good news and really look forward to it that way. On your second question in terms of will the Bundesliga host competitive matches outside of Germany, right now that is not the case, as you will know, although we can announce, and that's the good news, we work still with friendlies or let's say friendly competitive environments. We're going to have Dortmund, who just announced today that they're going to be in Singapore. They're coming to Vietnam and Indonesia, playing all matches there. And Eintracht Frankfurt will be out in Japan, which will please our Japanese fans because Hasebe will be with them. So we're working on that basis at the moment. In terms of, down the line, who we'll see.